So to kind of put things in perspective for you guys, Facebook started in 2004, so when I was your age, Facebook was only a couple of years old. Twitter was just getting started in 2006. Instagram and Snapchat were still years away from being invented. TikTok was a sound that a clock made and not an app. And MySpace was the most popular social media platform when I was your age, which just goes to show you how old I actually am. So mass media and the availability of information and the ease of communication is a really incredible thing. And media has made our lives so much easier in so many different ways. If we need something, we can just simply Google it. If we want to get a hold of somebody, you can just text them or call them. And for pretty much everybody, people have phones with them wherever they go. So there are so many things that are good about all different kinds of media. We can use it for our schoolwork, as you guys are using right now. We can get a hold of our parents if we're in an emergency situation. We can chat with our friends easily. We can share encouraging things, and it can reach a ton of people. So things like smartphones, the internet, social media, movie streaming apps, and television are all at our fingertips. I mean, if I look at what's at my fingertips right now, I'm using my laptop to talk to you guys. I threw my iPad on to record this little teaching, and my phone is sitting right here. So I've got so many things right at my fingertips right now. And they're accessible at literally any point throughout the day. I'm going to switch. This is a picture I took last fall. I was doing some extra work on the side for BW. So I took this picture because I was using my phone to take the picture. I was using my iPad with Bluetooth keyboard. I was using a touchscreen laptop all at the same time. So I was using so many different forms of media. And now I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I actually want to see you guys. Yes, so this is a reality of our lives in the modern age. And it's not going to change anytime soon. And if anything, there's going to be an increase in media, an increase in information sharing, increase in ways to communicate with each other. And these things are good. It is good to learn. It is good to share our lives with other people. But as we often hear, everyone to whom much is given, much will be required. And that's a quote from the Gospel of Luke. So you guys have been given so much at such a young age. So a lot's going to be required of you to use what you have been given and use it well. So while there are so many good things about media and the availability of information and the ease of communication, there are also lots of things that can go wrong, and it's important for us to be aware of those things as well. Not all of the information we find on the internet is good. I'm sure you guys know that. And it is essential that you are smart about what you look for and where you look for it. So if there's ever anything questionable that you find, or things that pop up that make you feel uncomfortable, talk to an adult about it. Being always available, being consistently available isn't always a good thing either. It's really important to learn boundaries when it comes to how we communicate with our friends. And it is okay to not always have to respond to people instantly. Being able to spread information to large groups of people on social media is also true for harmful or mean information. So just raise your hands. How many of you have ever seen someone say something mean about someone else on social media? Yeah, we all have. Absolutely. The old phrase, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, isn't really true. Words are painful. Words have power. They can either build people up or break them down. And with social media, these words are no longer person to person, but spread to whole communities of people. And thus they can cause massive amounts of hurt in someone's life. That's often called cyberbullying. And cyberbullying is really serious and can have a lot of lasting effects. So it's never okay to use social media this way. And the internet is not the right place to have arguments with somebody. If you have a dispute with someone, Go to him or her directly in person to settle the argument. The Gospel of Matthew even says, if your brother sins against you, go and tell him his fault, between you and him alone. If he listens to you, you have gained your brother. So like just a few days ago, I was texting with another youth minister friend about guidelines for returning back to Mass. And our conversation was like so much more difficult because we were doing this conversation over text message instead of just picking up the phone and calling each other, or even better, just like driving the couple of miles from our churches to go see each other and talk about this. And our conversation would have been that much easier if we were in person. So while, yes, media's made a lot of things in our lives easier, I'm able to text my friend even though we're not in the same place at the same time. It's also made a lot of things much more difficult. So one of those things is learning how to have conversations with people face to face. So another question, raise your hands. How many of you guys talk to your friends more via text messaging or on social media than you do in person? Yeah. Again, same thing. Everybody can say this. So sometimes it's okay, not sometimes. It's definitely easier to talk to people from when we're behind a screen. It's like a layer of protection, but it can also isolate us from others. So for having so many modes of communication in our world, problems like loneliness and depression continue to rise. And that's because as humans, we are created for community and for communion with each other. There's a reason why God became man. So as humans, we need the physical presence of other people to grow and develop. So I think it's pretty safe to say that we all have our own phones here, and I think everybody is on social media. So whether or not that's true, it's just important for all of us to know the importance of using social media properly and the importance of being present face to face with other people.